Hello and welcome to today's video. Today my manicure is Gullfoss by Cupcake Polish. This one is a chameleon. I really love when the components of a polish are so totally different from the base color. What I call the oeuvre of a polish is how its overall look. And this one sort of comes off at first glance as if it is sort of a neutrally reddish brown, but you'll see in a minute it's almost every color. You can see in the bottle that it's shifting from red to orange, gold, then into green, and at some angles you can even just see a little bit of blue, and you will see that on the nail later. We are also back to my other hand. Today I am very unsteady. I think I was lucky to hit my nail at all with the brush. You can see the base color here best. Later on it'll be a bit obscured. In one coat you can see that blue leaning purple base. I've qualified it as a grape purple in my spreadsheet, but there's so much warm toned shimmer in this that it pulls the overall look into a bit more of a wine red color. Even in just this first coat, the shimmer is showing very red to orange to gold and green at the extreme angle. There are iridescent glitter, which have a very similar color roll to the shimmer. I think this is one of those polishes where what you see in the bottle is very much what you're going to get on the nail. This one does not lie. I'm very excited for the outside shots because the pigments in this polish look so very different in different lighting and at different angles, and it has so much to give. I went looking for photographs of this particular waterfall in Iceland, and sure enough, the golds and the greens, the reds, and the sort of brownishness of the landscape, as well as the blue from the water, all reminded me of this polish. Throw in an evening sunset and the look is complete. In certain photos, the landscape could take on almost a purplish tone in what I think was probably early morning light. This is another polish where I think you can get away with 2 coats. I did only 2 on my other fingers. I did want to do 3 on my thumb because I knew I was shaky and I felt like I was unlikely to be doing a great job of getting things even. I think this one is a matter of how much you want to see the base color with 2 coats. You can see much more of that purple base, and with 3, the shimmer and the glitter really do take over. Unlike my previous video, for this one, there was no hint of nail underneath even 2 coats on my other fingers. So again, I do think it's just preference on how you want it to look. And you can see that shimmer has really built up. There's way more glitter and they are very shifty. I love the texture of this polish. And when I say that, I don't mean physical texture. I mean the visual texture. It does leave an uneven surface at the end of your coats, but for my sake, I only put on a top coat, and that took care of that unevenness for me. It didn't give me a glassy smooth finish, but you will see what it looks like in the full hand shots. You could apply a smoothing top coat before your quick dry if any hint of texture bothers you, but for me, 1 coat of top coat was fine. So when I talk about visual texture, what I mean is the look of the shimmer being interrupted by those little glitters and there being so many of them. This is probably not a thing that most people would find appealing, but it reminds me weirdly of shelf fungus or even a rock loaded with tiny mussels that are clinging to it. In the 3rd coat here, you can see how the base color is becoming much more shy, much harder to see. You can see it still just around the edges of the nails where it gives a slight purpley tint. But you can see how it has receded sort of into the background, and what's in the foreground is very much those glitter that are iridescent and that shimmer. I think for the seasonal wearers, this one would very much fall into the fall category of things. It very much has the feel of a pile of leaves. On my beloved spreadsheet, I agonize on what color category to put this in. Should I put it in purple for the base color? but you can hardly see the base color. So should I put it into the neutrals because it can kind of come off as a reddish brown? Or should I put it in more so with the oranges because I think the most predominant color that you can see in any lighting is that orange? I change my mind every few months and change the color category. At this exact moment, it's listed as purple, and in my cabinet, it's also in a drawer that's with the purples, but who knows if it's going to stay there. It just came out of the browns. This polish is very much the lonely wanderer of my collection. And now you can see how majestic it looks outside. You can still see that purple in 2 coats because just a reminder, thumb has 3 coats, the other nails all have 2 coats, and I see no hint personally of unevenness on those other nails. So as I say, you can just sort of choose the look you like. Would you like it to be even more shimmer and glitter heavy, or would you like to see a little bit more of that purple? We've lost a little bit of the reddish nature of the shimmer, and we've gone to more of an orange to gold to green look. I think you can just see a hint of that blue well at the edges as I lift my fingers up, but barely. This is very much a kitchen sink polish to me. It has a contrasting base to its components. Its components are extremely shifty. This polish is such a wild ride. And as we move into the shade, we're kind of getting all the colors now. I see red into orange into gold, some very good green showing up as I lift my fingers, and you can just see that blue as I bring my fingers upward. The blue will be towards my cuticles. There is a little bit of footage of this inside in the next clip where I try to hold my fingers a little bit longer, showing that blue. It is a little subtle, but I do feel like it's there. I bought this polish because it sort of fits into a couple of categories where I feel like I don't buy many polishes like this. I have trouble buying reds. I'm not very fond of browns. And I have trouble buying golds and yellows as well. And I thought with how shifty this was and how it had a purple base, maybe I would do better with this polish than I might do with a different polish that was either just red or just brown or just gold or yellow. And sure enough, we have hit a sweet spot where I absolutely love this. And now we're inside, and I don't think inside it looks drastically different than it did outside in the shade. You're getting, again, a lot more of that green than we were getting previously. But I also do, as I said, try to hold my fingers still a little longer while I think I'm seeing blue at the edges. I was really disappointed when I visited the website and realized this one is no longer available for purchase. I feel like a lot of people who might have really loved this polish might have missed out on it. I don't know. I hope not, because I really feel like this one is fabulous. Equally so, that means I'll never have another bottle either. And thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't miss out on this polish. Please enjoy a clip of a grackle parent trying to teach their young how to eat on their own. I am sorry the quality isn't terribly good, but I didn't want to open the screen door and startle them, so you are seeing them through a screen door.